The Professional Women's Hockey League drops the puck on its inaugural season today. The 72-season game begins as Toronto hosts New York at the Mattamy Athletic Center. The league includes 6 teams based in Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Boston, New York, and Minneapolis, St. Paul. It will be the first time North Americans will see the best players in the women's game all on one circuit. And joining us now is Danielle Sauvageau, the general manager of the Montreal team. Danielle, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're more than welcome. Happy New Year to you, your family, and your team as well.
And to you, you're already having a great New Year, right? This is your second Christmas. This is everything, your birthday, all rolled into one, isn't it?
That's pretty much it. This is incredible. I've never seen something like that in women's hockey in more than 40 years. So yes, it is today an amazing way to start the year. Obviously, it is great for women's hockey. It is great for women's sport. It is like it will be a completely full house in Toronto, full house tomorrow in Ottawa, and then we're just going to keep going like this. So it is incredible.
How's that going to feel when you watch that puck drop today? And knowing it's also on national TV as well, everything. People will be watching.
You're asking me the question and I have goosebumps. So I think this is how I would like to answer the question. And then I see the puck like kind of a slow motion. And again, that's going to be like a fraction of a second to hit the ice. And then people's going to obviously cheer it out. But again, I think that I'm going to allow myself to feel everything that's going to come up in my head as well as in my heart.
And what's it been like trying to build the team for this? How do you make decisions on which players? There's some great talent out there.
You're right by saying that. This is among the best 150 players in the world. 12 countries, players from Canada, for United States, across the country, overseas. It is hard. It is hard. We all know well, I believe, Team Canada and Team USA player. But I've been saying that for years. I've been gone to Europe and covering different world championship at every level. There's amazing player across the world. And this is where this league's going to be able to showcase.
And who do you think's going to be the breakout players? What names are going to be people going to be talking about?
I think that the breakout player is going to be the one that we don't know yet. And this is where people talking to me about it. Well, we did not know about Gabrielle David if I talked about Montreal, the Catherine Daou of that world. You know, the upcoming players that we don't have a chance to see because they're knocking on the door of Team Canada, but there's so many players that make Team Canada over the years. So we know the players because we've seen the Jenner, the Poulain, the Desbiens of that world. But people now is going to see that there's so much depth, and this is the player, the vet, that people will discover.
And what do you think people are going to like the most about watching this game? It's different than the men's game. What do you think people are going to like about this?
I think it is women's sport. People love watching women's soccer, women's tennis, and this is where it's affordable. We've been having so many people coming to our practices. This week, the little Laurier, he's 2 years old, came back with his father, and the father was telling me that he asked to come back to the rink with his little Montreal Canadian and he's, Canadian jersey on, but he doesn't realize that he's seeing women's pro. For him, that it's like he doesn't realize that. So it's just going to become normal at one point to watch hockey being played by women.
And where do you go from here? Today's the big day, but then tomorrow you have to keep going. What's the focus going to be over this season and then into the following years?
Well, within the next hour, we as Montreal team will travel to Ottawa to get prepared for tomorrow's game. And for us, is every moment counts, every period count, every practices count. And where we're gonna go, everything is going up. Everything is going to the best location together, obviously as a team, and together as a league.
I wish you the best of luck and your Montreal team, but I'm going to be cheering for Toronto. I can't lie, Danielle.
You may change your mind. So let's
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Bon chance, all the best today. That was my best French, but thank you for joining us. Danielle Sauvageau, the general manager of the PWHL Montreal team.
Merci. Bonne journée tout le monde.